Welcome to Dice Nerds and Nagas, coming at you from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Dice Nerds and Nagas, brought to you by George Soros and the secret Jewish conspiracy to turn the frogs gay. Now, I did have an alternate to that one, so I thought of two different George Soros Jewish conspircy jokes.
For the next one.
Well, I'm just saying, I'll do both of them, and we'll let a fan poll decide which Jew joke to throw on there. So, Dice Nerds and Nagas, brought to you by George Soros and the secret Jewish conspiracy to make matzo ball soup mainstream.
Dude, I love some good matzo ball soup.
See, it's working, right?
Like,
It's working.
I am full-fledged a member of this conspiracy, y'all.
Matzo ball soup.
Matzo ball.
It's pretty good. It's just chicken noodle soup with these big balls of...
Gay frog matzo ball soup.
Gay frog matzo ball soup. So, okay, I'll have to do a third one where I combine them.
Now I'm on board.
So, we'll let the fans decide which stupid offensive joke do you want to be at the beginning of the episode. Or, we'll just forget the whole idea and move on. So, where we left off.
I'm not editing.
No, why bother? It's too much work. So, where we left off. Our heroes had shrunk down to a minuscule size once again. Seems to be a thing, yeah, it's becoming a thing. Where they did battle with the terrifying Spider Sisters and Merle the Squirrel, all to save Princess Hamzaro and her hamster village from destruction.
Joe Crow.
The mastermind behind the princess's capture? Old Joe Crow. A devious, evil... Corvid? Corvid.
Yeah.
Corvette.
Corvid.
What does that mean?
It's like a bird, type of bird.
Well, it's a family of birds. The specific two crows.
Yeah, there we go. So, a Corvette.
Yeah. Red, white racing.
They fought off the Spider Sisters, making their way up a winding staircase inside of the old oak tree. Princess Hamzaro lays at the top of the tree, trapped, and
Supposedly.
flapping noises can be heard coming from above, large gusts of wind pouring down from the top. Jessop,
Mating dance, maybe?
our Wolfkind Ranger Cleric Monk.
Just stick with the ranger. It's easier.
It's a lot of classes. He has been downed by Merle the Squirrel, lying at death's door.
Yeah.
This is where we open. So, as I just laid out, Merle the Squirrel,
Happens when you take too many online courses.
unsure of what to do, lowers her head toward Jessop and bites down with the full force of her large, jagged incisor teeth, or whatever, whichever ones they're called. I think that's what they're called.
I think incisors are the ones here, and canines are the ones to the side.
Yeah, so I think it was his incisors, or hers. I'm not sure what gender this squirrel is. Merle. That's kind of a feminine sounding name.
Definitely, it can
Merle,
be
no.
male or female.
Damn.
I mean,
Well, Merle, the ambiguously gendered squirrel,
There we go.
bites down, crunching through Jessop's armor, through bone and organ,
yeah, that's definitely a thing that
This
happens.
armor is this button.
cracking him as if he was an oversized acorn.
What are you going to forget where he buries him?
Remember, I am still whipped as well, so...
What are you going
She
to forget where he buries him?
shakes her head violently, tossing his jagged, freshly made corpse onto the ground below. It lands with a heavy thud,
Wait, our cool is closer.
and he begins trying to skitter and scamper up the steps. Does his movement, I'd say it's probably about 60 feet would be a squirrel's movement.
With an action?
Well, no, that's, action was attacking, and
You're saying they get 60 feet for movement speed.
yes.
Damn.
They're pretty fast. He's big, and have you ever tried to catch a squirrel?
I can imagine.
Well, 60
Well,
scale.
I guess it'd be
60 feet. How many fucking that squirrel is
60 feet. We can't
Relative
see, like,
feet. Yeah.
runs up, kind of turns around, seeing who's gonna try to attack first.
Me.
All the while, old Joe Crow, you can hear, is circling around the top of the tree, sort of watching the battle below. Jessop, that was 2 extra failed death saves.
Yeah, no, he's dead right now.
He is dead. Will this be the second player character death of our campaign in, like, a couple episodes?
We got lots of
Third.
diamonds. We're alright.
Third, but one was a false alarm.
Oh,
Which one was the false
That
alarm?
was the first one. He turned me to dust, but then it wasn't supposed to.
He rules Lord.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
That was like
I lawyered my way out of
6
that.
months ago.
I can barely remember things that happened yesterday, so 6 months ago is stretching.
I was
You can find
literally-
that little snippet in Tomb of the Mummy Lord, episode 1.
Is that the one?
Yeah, it's a
Really?
2-parter.
Wow, check this guy out.
Dang, Tomb of the Mummy. That was a pretty good little jaunt. Anyways, it is after the
One shot.
squirrel. Oh, Merle, so it goes up to Mardum again.
Cool. Cool.
So Jessop's body has been tossed down. You heard the sickening crunch. You saw him land to the ground, and Merle the squirrel now sits a bit further away.
Cool. I am pissed. I'm so angry.
You thought this was just going to be a fun little jaunt in the woods.
You never underestimate squirrels, I guess.
No, not when you're
I
like
can
the
estimate.
size of a small bug.
I've been doing that for the last 3 days. I don't know
Alright,
why my words are
so
very weird.
first I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Guiding bolt, okay.
At the 4th
I'm going to do
At 4th level? Alright, so Mardum, unleashing just a huge amount of righteous holy fury on Merle. Mardum v. Merle.
That's 18.
18.
But I'm willing to do my War God's Blessing to bump it to 28.
Okay, so that bumps it up and it hits dead on.
I guess it does.
Right into Merle the squirrel's cute little furry chest. Now stained with blood.
Merle.
18 points damage.
18 damage?
My Taresk.
So it's
destroyed my
18
ship.
points of radiant, I think, damage. Yeah.
And now the next person has advantage,
And-
correct?
Yeah, and so it's glittering.
Alright, so Merle glows with a sort of a... We have a cat screaming under here. Yes, do you have some more complaints?
Stop it.
He's enjoying eating me right
we'll
now.
move on to some more role-playing scenes in a little bit, okay? Technical difficulties. It's not a real squirrel, it's a pretend one. So, what else do we do then? The squirrel is now shining with a... Well, I don't know, shining. I'm thinking, how would...
It says like dimly glittering.
Beacon.
Yeah, how would Kunla affect that?
Maybe
Effect.
it's
Red.
Yeah, it's a red glimmer.
Yeah, so he seems to be, yeah, whatever, glowing with a sickly, unholy energy.
Black light.
You can see
You look
all
inside the
the
tree and there's just
stains.
stains everywhere.
Oh shit. I already had Spiritual Weapon cast.
Yeah,
If
well, there's
I
actually
remember correctly,
20
so
feet movement.
I'm going to move closer with that. I can't get all the way to him because he backed up, but I am going to move my Spiritual Weapon with me forward, and I'm going to take my movement forward.
Okay, go for it.
So the Spiritual Weapon will be right behind me, and I will be 30 feet closer to the square.
Okay.
And that's my bonus action.
Right, so it goes to Perdita next.
Yeah.
So, yes, Martam unleashes huge blast of energy and begins moving up the stairs herself. She kind of steps past you and steps past Akul to go toward the squirrel.
Shoot a crossbow bolt at the squirrel, but I send my familiar to sort of follow it to make sure that it doesn't get away from us and like we can't find it. So when it does a flyby,
What is it? An owl?
yeah, kind of. I get
So you have advantage to hit it already, though.
I do.
Yeah.
Because of her guiding bolt.
Okay, well, okay, that's fine.
Can you get quadruple advantage?
But now I have sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
I almost do want to implement something like roll 3 dice and
Yeah.
take the highest.
Yes.
26.
26. Oh, that completely misses. Out of the blue. Crazy dodge from the squirrel. Go ahead, do your worst damage to this squirrel.
It was the glittering, actually. You caught just some of that glitter.
Glitters for everyone.
Glitters for everyone.
Just drastically.
5.
This is the amen beat.
I have very strong feelings.
Dude, glitter's best
Very
because it's
fucking
like
interesting.
the best improvised weapon ever. You give something someone
What is?
something with glitter, and like they just keep finding glitter for years.
I know that's what I said. Glitter forever.
Glitter is forever. It's literally one of the worst things for the environment in the world.
It's so fun.
No, it's not.
How else are strippers gonna accessorize?
We'll see how you feel about that once I post your glitter ball.
If you were gonna destroy the world, though,
I'm waiting.
death by glitter.
21. No,
Good looking, pretty and
so
spiked.
30 damage.
30 damage. That is a strong crossbow hit.
Jeez.
30 damage.
Yeah,
No, I don't
bonus
have. I
action.
have a bonus action, but I don't have any.
Rogues don't get 2 attacks?
Never get 2 attacks, but they got an offhand bonus.
Okay.
Or
What's an
attack
offhand
video.
bonus?
You can shoot again on your bonus action, or attack again on your bonus action.
I think there's some.
That doesn't say that anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's.
Where does it say that?
How many
in the blade
levels
handbook,
of rogue
Yeah?
do you have, though?
I think it doesn't work with ranged weapons.
I don't think that would work.
I think
Yeah,
there's a
but-
feat for that.
No, I
Crossbow
think there's
master
so many
makes you take the
levels
lets you
that
take
have.
the
Yeah,
extra
yeah,
crossbow
yeah.
attack
Yeah, no, I don't.
because it has the loading quality, I believe, which is the issue.
Yeah, that's the one.
With a crossbow, but with
Yeah.
like a dagger hand weapon, I think you would be able to do that if you were dual wielding
okay.
still.
Ah.
So you would get an extra attack, but it would have no ability score bonus onto it.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. There's
But
no,
it- just
I don't
not with
have-
a crossbow, though.
Not with a crossbow. Yes.
But
That's
if you
it.
get, you should get crossbow expert though.
I'll probably do it next time. I would like to move. Not. I can't remember where I was standing. I know I was standing near to.
You were between Martum and Akul,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
but Martum has moved ahead.
Okay. Where is Jessop? Jessop's on the
Buggy's
other
on
side of
the
me.
He's on the ground, sort of in the center of this tree
Okay.
floor.
Oh, right down on the floor?
In the middle rings of the tree. Just toss the body down like a rag doll.
Okay. I'm not. I'm gonna move. Actually, I'm gonna move 30 feet up, or as close behind Bardem as I can, just to sort of like be a support.
Okay. I would say then that is your turn then? Mm-hmm. Right. So Perdita does a massive hit. The crossbow bolt just embeds itself in the squirrel's neck,
Nice.
sending him off balance. Feather Marshal, you are about maybe 20 feet down from the rest of the group.
Okay.
Which is Akul and Perdita are. No, you moved up, right?
Yeah.
Closer to Marm. So Akul is near the back of the line. You're about 20 feet from him. They are about 30 feet in front of Akul.
How far is
So that's
the
50 feet to reach
The squirrel's
them.
another 30 feet.
The squirrel is another 50 feet, so that would be 80 feet.
No, no.
Up the
squirrel
stairs.
moved- Oh no! Wait.
Inches, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But he moved 60 units.
Yeah.
You guys moved 30 units.
So 30
He's
behind.
already 20 behind.
I run the required distance, teleport the next race.
So what's the
Just
so
110.
110 is the total. So yeah, you move. You use your bonus action to teleport then.
And I stab it.
Stabbing the squirrel with
Behind it.
a
My dagger.
dagger.
With advantage.
Isn't a spear a monk weapon as well?
No, it isn't.
I thought it
No, you
was.
can get quarterstaffs. I'm not sure if you can.
Spear.
Spear is a monk weapon, I'm pretty sure.
I was just thinking, you always use the dagger, but that has a lower damage die than the spear.
No, it doesn't actually.
Oh yeah, because monk weapon. Duh.
D6. Unless I use the spear two-handed, then it's a D8. But
Yeah.
it doesn't. I don't do the extra damage though with the spear against a squirrel. Otherwise, I would. If it was a giant or a cold-blooded, then I'd use the spear.
That's true.
So 27 is the first hit. 27, yeah. Okay, with advantage. Second hit. 27. So 3 17s in a row.
So,
Give me that, guys.
Wizards of the Coast, you gotta up your AC game on your monsters, I think.
I need another
No,
D6.
27. Like that's most of the way to 30. 30's a
So
high.
first hit. Doesn't matter what's fire damage, huh?
Yeah, fire damage just does it doesn't do extra damage.
Okay.
Even though I could see the reasoning behind it, he's got fur.
Yeah.
But then people have hair, it would be extra damage against everything that could burn.
14 for the first one.
14.
14
Okay.
for the first attack, and then 13 for the second attack.
13 for the second attack.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. So between all
And
of us,
then-
we just did like
Did an amazing amount of damage.
No, nothing. Did I use my full movement?
I mean, I think you did. You used your full movement, then you teleported the remainder, right?
Well, I wanted to run till I was 60 feet away from him, and then teleport. You know what I mean? To use the least movement as possible.
Okay.
So then I want to run away from him now, whatever is left. Exactly how far away?
He was 80 away.
80 away. So then I run 20. So I run 30 feet away from him, back to the guys.
Okay, so that actually brings you back to your group. So you're all kind of huddled
Oh, good.
in the group right now.
Perfect. Sounds like a fireball's coming.
So Jessop,
Nothing, just like
as your character is dead, you find yourself in an empty field, shrouded in gray mist. Looking up, the whole sky is just a empty gray disk, no clouds, no sun.
You're in England.
No light drizzle though.
No light drizzle.
All around you, you can hear, I know this is going to be misinterpreted purposefully, the moaning of the dead. Not in a sexy way, in a sad, woe is me sort of way. Lamentations. Your otherworld sort of ranger senses are kicking in, and you can feel there are fiends moving through the mists, grabbing lost souls and dragging them away to the abyssal
Sorry.
hells.
we're like the worst Foley machines ever.
Do I see any other markers of a way to go, or
No, you find that you are quite lost in this mist,
Everybody.
with only the sounds of other people, maybe some close by, some in the distance, but
okay?
the mist is so thick it's difficult to see even a couple feet ahead of you.
Can I cast light?
You cast your light, but what starts as a bright, shining light shrinks down into just a sort of gray, dim bulb. It only gives another foot or two possible of sight.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to hold on to my swords, and I want to try and concentrate just on the feeling of the notes from Saloon, which I use as my holy symbol. And Jess was just going to say, I know this is a long shot. Is there any way you can hear me, Mother?
I got to roll a d100.
That chills.
That will be 50. Yeah, that counts as 0.
There is
Wow.
no
Did you
response
really just roll 50?
Yeah. Yeah.
there is no response from Salem. You can feel magical energies briefly pulse in the notes and then disappear entirely. Instead, a dark shadow creeps up beside you.
Okay.
A dark voice speaks out. Follow me. I'll take you out of these endless plains.
Who are you?
It does not matter. Follow me or you'll spend eternity lost here.
Can I make an insight check just to see if I feel like this is a trustworthy kind of vibe I'm getting off of this thing?
I'm gonna say no, actually.
Okay.
This is something that you just have to decide on your own. It is unscrutable.
Okay.
Inscrutable?
I think it's inscrutable.
Unscrutable, inscrutable. Fans, send a comment and tell me what a big retard I am.
It's unscrewy, is what you're trying to
Okay.
say.
Two different things. Inscrutable and unscrutable are two different things. I'm
What happens?
His screw.
Yes, unscrutable.
You can't scrut him.
What happens if I try and turn undead?
Let me see
Away from
the
yourself!
player's guide.
You turn away from yourself.
Well, I'm not undead. I'm just dead.
I'm disgusting.
The dead turning the dead.
Really makes me want to play like a zombie themed
Okay.
TV campaign. It's like, oh, dead. Congratulations.
Zombies like in... What's the one with...
Shaun of the Dead.
Eh?
Shaun of the Dead.
The ones with the zombies are actually still sort of alive, and the one guy still has...
It's not an undead. It's not a zombie or ghost or spirit.
So I will tentatively begin to follow this thing, but in the back of, I'm just gonna keep a guiding bolt sort of prepped.
Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, no problem. So, cool. You are standing kind of near the back of your group. They've just done some massive range damage to this squirrel, and Feather Marshal has come back to your group, so to speak. What do you do?
I actually messed up because when that squirrel ran, I should have had that opportunity attack center, which would have stopped him in his tracks.
That's
Fucking
right.
forgot. I know. I need to get down to Jessop, but at the same time,
It's good, get to just...
I also don't want her to kill that Kuma's name.
I just want you to go get Jessop. Like, free action speaking here. You. Go.
And then you kill the second Kuma's name.
Well, net gain of a live friend.
I don't know what's wrong with you people, but your friend is down there, and he's dying.
Your job is to judge them.
Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Go.
What will he do? Tune in next time.
That was a shot.
I walk 40 feet down and then I'm gonna jump.
That'll be 67 falling damage. No, well, let's see, 40 feet down. Let's say,
Don't you have feather fall?
do you have feather fall? No.
Just reduces
That's
20
slow
damage.
fall.
Slow fall, that's right.
Oh, okay, it reduces 20. So you're fine then if you use the feather fall spell.
Yeah.
Alright, boom, feather fall, down. You see Jessop's body just a couple feet ahead of you.
Okay. I reach up, touch him, and call out to his spirit. It's not your time yet, brother. And I will cast. He has the diamonds on him. I grab them and cast Revivify.
Revivify. Let me see exactly the wording for that
Is
spell.
slow fall an action or a bonus action?
It is casting a spell, right?
No,
Reaction?
it's a reaction on my clock.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were like casting that.
No. It's...
Okay, gotcha. That works perfectly
I don't
fine.
even think it's your reaction.
Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah,
it's
it's
the cloak's reaction. It just happens.
Ascension cloak. That would be kind of fun.
Cloak goes all spawn style and
Mine doesn't.
Ooh, Ascension cloak. That would be fun. With Batman's soul in it. Justice!
so you cast Revivify.
Touch a creature that has died within the last minute. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This can't return to life a creature that has died of old age. How old were you? Was it the squirrel or old age that got you? That's the question.
Definitely the squirrel.
Okay, no problems.
Jessop was in the prime of his life.
So, following the shadow some distance, suddenly it turns and envelops the ground around you. Fire flares up around its edges.
Okay.
You can feel that you've been paralyzed by some sort of magical force.
Okay.
And you begin to slowly sink into this black abyss. About waist high or so, though, you can feel a bright light break through the mist and the clouds, and it catches you and pulls you out of the portal. And
Does he hear my words?
yes, with sort of a gasp, you return to life, but not without this last view, I suppose, that you saw in the spirit realm.
Okay.
As you raise to the sky, you see a gray city with a dull crystal spire in the distance, ringed with a wall built from thousands of moving souls, trapped and basically imprisoned as a protection for all eternity. On these walls, you can see several serpentine Nagas with their followers trying to clamber up, while defenders pour arrow fire into the invading forces. Before you can make out any more details, you return to your body. With 1 HP, your entire body racked with pain, as you are basically roughly brought back to life in the crudest, most direct way possible. Other than necromancy, I suppose, would be a much harsher way to come back. But it's still quite the shock, especially when you were half submerged into the abyssal plains.
Where am I?
We're still fighting that damn squirrel with down
So Jessop is just there. It's not my turn. The initiative orders. I'm just.
No, it's Akul's. He finished up his turn. And both of you can see the crow gliding down toward the grouped members of the party. And he lets out a terrible caw that shakes all of you to your core, damaging your ears and just shaking your bones to pain. Give me a, I'm going to say, Constitution saving throw. Against sonic damage, basically. Old Joe Crow's not going to let you take his princess away.
Do we get plus to saving throws when we're around you? Yeah.
Do they
you'll
have to
get,
save?
No, not these two. Just the people up on the stairs.
Okay.
20.
Yeah. 20?
Concert.
Not now.
8.
8. Perdita.
Yes, sorry.
Concert.
Concert.
Concert?
Roll 20.
How much is the thing around?
Oh, yes!
Crit 20.
Crit 20. Okay, so
I
you
know,
both
but how much do we get?
take half
Plus
damage.
20.
You take
Plus
the full brunt of the attack.
Just trim, don't bogey. Yeah.
How far away is he from
Fucking
us?
inspired. This
Let's see. Oh, how far away? I would say he swooped down.
Oh.
So he is, at the moment of cawing at you, about 25 feet in the air, past the steps.
Okay, yeah.
what we've established.
Just wondering.
Oh, doesn't work.
24 damage to Feather Marshal,
Ouch.
12 to each of you two.
Cool beans.
Get it.
And he, I would say, used all of his movement to head down there. So he hangs in the air. Leave thy princess alone! He says in perfect common.
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 Yeah.
And Mardum, it is your turn.
Cool. Can I get to him? Can I touch him? Actually, no. Hold on.
You have a spiritual weapon that you could float over to
that's
him,
fair.
right?
Yep. Score first. Score, come, my friend. Score first. Can I get to the squirrel?
How does the squirrel look?
Do you take damage from the car?
The squirrel, he did not. He is 30 feet away from you guys.
Okay.
It's kind of a cone breath
So
attack.
I'm going to walk up to the squirrel and touch him with inflict wounds.
With what?
Inflict wounds.
Okay.
How does he look? Sorry.
The squirrel, quite damaged.
Are you saying not my 5th level spell? It can
Well, he's
range up.
glowing.
We're down.
Not anymore.
I don't anymore.
I don't want to tell you
Yeah,
the
that's
number,
fair. That's
but
fair.
I would say he's badly injured.
Let me just say that at 5th level, it's 70-10.
That's what you don't know.
I would probably
Roll
take
it.
care of him,
Roll
yeah,
it.
for sure.
Sweet.
So you need 7d10.
I've got some d10s.
Okay, so that's 24.
24 damage.
No, that's 24 to hit.
Oh, yes, that definitely hits. Still.
Yeah, well, I can use the D100 I got.
Okay. I didn't even count those.
So this is going to be a massive. Are you Ubik?
What did you just say?
Mark just pulled a cat.
What are you?
Poked his eyelash in the air. Nicely aligned, guys.
Actually, can I borrow the box, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because
Adrian's box. I don't know
Mark's not a
if.
cat, but he's a
I've requested
douchebag.
permission for this. That's how this works, yo.
The bar used to make it. The bar lady used to
Alright,
pack up
there's
all the coins
18,
from the
19,
tips.
20, 20.
No, that's 80 damage right there, right?
Use table, but we used to make. It used to be like 100 packs of like.
Fuck, I hit it, I don't know which one it was on.
$2 worth. And he's all like, how's
Whatever.
it going, guys?
Maybe it's 33 points.
33 points of damage.
Dick.
Okay. So,
Straight. It's not as straight as it was.
Mardum confidently rushes the squirrel, lays her hand right on its bloodied chest, and for a moment, nothing happens. But then, just as suddenly, the squirrel stiffens up, and from its back, a jagged blade bursts out from the inside of its skin. Then another, eventually.
It's achieving its final form, guys.
Yeah, eventually ripping out its eyes and just leaving it a bloodied mess. The blades subside and the squirrel falls off of the steps, landing a few feet away from Jessop and Akul.
Bonus action spiritual weapon to the crow.
Okay. And
It can still attack if it reaches.
so after killing the no, fair enough. So you're going to spiritual weapon the squirrel?
Spiritual weapon the crow. Yeah.
The crow, yes, I'm sorry. The squirrel is dead.
Yeah. I mean, if necessary, I'll recast.
No, that's fine.
That's 9 plus 9 is 18.
18 to hit? Yeah, sure, that hits.
That's 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Forced.
It is.
Yeah. Always forced.
It is forced. You're right. Yeah, so that's my action movement. And bonus action.
You knock the bird with your weapon, cutting deep into it. It lowers a few feet down. And then it goes to Perdita.
Yes. So the crow is within 25 feet of me, right?
Yes.
That's perfect. I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on it.
Wisdom save.
That is a wisdom save, yes.
What's your spell?
15.
15
Yeah.
to hit it.
No, it's a,
Save.
you have to do a save. I'm
gotcha,
casting
sorry.
Hideous Laughter. It's okay.
I was tuned out for a second, I think.
It's okay.
So I have to beat 15.
That's correct.
It fails.
Whoop! So basically, I'm just like,
Another joke.
One crow say to the other
Yeah.
crow.
Bad joke.
why the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Oh!
Why?
Why can't chickens just cross roads, for fuck's sake?
Southern Motors
That wasn't very.
Motors being questioned.
Wait a minute. I don't know. So it's just laughing so hard that it
Very bad. So,
falls to the ground, taking full fall damage on top of
God.
whatever damage the spell
His
does.
Ulster doesn't give damage. It does psychic damage though.
It doesn't do damage, no. The creature
Just falls prone,
falls prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration, which is 1 minute. A creature with intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected.
Ooh.
Shit.
So it's lying on the ground.
So it's down on the ground as well with Jessop and Akul.
Okay, so
At
it falls to the ground, taking huge damage to its brittle little bird bones.
I also shout, Feather, fetch.
Why are you pointing up?
Up. Fetch the fucking princess. The fuck do you think I want you to fetch?
Feather, what do you think about this?
No, it's not you go. I'm just
It
telling
is.
you. And that
It'll
is,
be yours next, though.
Yeah.
So
And in that case, when I'm done, I will continue moving up the stairs.
okay, so you move another 30 whatevers
Yes.
up the steps.
Next to me and the squirrel.
Feather, it is your turn now,
She just goes fetch and then she runs past
and then
me.
she runs past you to go up there.
Well,
Yeah.
still, I'm going because you're not like.
I shake my head at her and I turn around and I jump over the banister.
Never! I'll never listen to anyone!
Even if what they've said is
You're not my real mom! And, yeah, land on the crow.
Okay, go for it.
How much damage do I take, first of all? If I do take any.
Well, okay, I guess, yeah, fall
You have
damage.
to roll more than 45.
Okay, you don't take any fall damage. I'm not gonna roll higher than 45.
So I stab and forward roll
But
with
wouldn't that
them.
damage, if you're falling directly on the crow, wouldn't that hurt the
No.
crow?
Not if it
It
doesn't.
makes sense.
Not if it
Like,
doesn't hurt me.
yeah,
I
it would
roll
hurt.
soft enough to not. Okay, so yeah, it's a normal attack, I suppose. Crit.
This is gonna be an epic strike.
And it's advantage as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's prone, yeah, and it's
Incapacitated. So wait a minute. Incapacitated cannot take actions or reactions. Okay, gotcha.
Yay! My DN screen actually was useful.
13, 19 damage.
Okay.
Did you double?
Yeah, I didn't roll too good.
Dang.
Then I will attack it again.
Okay. Still with advantage.
Yeah, so 19 and 13.
You got him.
19, got him. 14 damage. And then I'll take another attack, my bonus attack.
Yeah, go for it. Spend the key, right?
No, I'm just going to do a bonus attack.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Spend the key. Actually, no, fuck it, I'll spend the key. I'll take 2 more attacks.
Flurry of
Yeah,
blows.
they all have advantage, so.
Those, but these are unarmed now, which is different numbers.
Is it? I figured it'd be the same.
My bonus is from the weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
get them.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Actions, 10 hours right here.
This is the most disco fight.
24 to hit on the first one,
Yes.
and then 20.
Yes.
Yeah, 22 the second one.
20 whatever will hit.
8, 16, so another 28 damage on top of that.
Okay. So let's say
Another 26 damage on top of that. Sorry, not 28, 26.
so. You stab and beat and kick, and it's just a whole pile of feathers and blood and sinew, like a freaking cartoon dust cloud fight.
Feather and feathers.
And then I run 50 feet away.
Well, I'm gonna say when you finish, the crow is dead. Its tongue lolled out of its bird beak, and the battle is finished.
My joke was so bad I killed.
I keep one,
Yeah,
of
you
the,
set it up. He knocked it down.
one of the giant feathers I keep in my backpack, so it's like huge, sticking
I
above me.
wonder, will it become giant or tiny?
We'll see. That's what I want to see.
So I go.
Anyway, I'm keeping
I'm
the
gonna
feather.
keep going up
Alright, so I imagine everyone's probably gonna go up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. I do want some sort of
from the
trophy.
first.
Jessop, you're incredibly injured.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up and kind of like put my hand on Nicole's shoulder for a minute, and
Taking a level of
gonna-
exhaustion, even.
I'm gonna
Hey, if you want,
cast
I've got a big
Cure
potion
Wounds
if you want
myself.
as well.
I might need that
Give you
too.
greater healing potion
15,
before I run up after.
19
Or
plus
D10.
4. So Cure Wounds at 3rd level myself. That's, hold on, 19 plus 4 is 23, right? 23 points of healing for my Cure Wounds. It's my 3rd level spell slot. And what is that potion?
44 plus 4.
Okay, and then I will down the potion.
I've minused it from my inventory. Can you get in to take my other potions?
Plus 4
Got it.
13.
is 13. So 13 plus 23 is
36.
36.
Gross. Yeah, and Hilda, Frost Drive,
So I'm up
strength.
36. Thank you.
You're still feeling injured.
I am.
The fuck is that?
Yeah. I touch you.
Sounds weird.
Dois.
Yeah. Bad hands.
Alright.
How much do you want?
As much as you can give me.
Take it all, baby. To use his exact words.
Take it in the face.
Okay, I have 37 available.
I'll take it.
Take all of it.
16, 73. That puts me at 73. Awesome. Tight. Let's go save that lady.
I sprint full speed up after Perdita.
Alright, so I would say you all can arrive there around the same time or whatever. And stepping out onto the branch, a light wind blows. The Feywild is unchanged from before, you know, time-wise, of course. And making your way down the branch carefully, you finally come upon Slow Joe Crow's nest. Inside the nest is a hamster. Looks to be a plain hamster, no clothing, no anything to discern it from a random hamster. And it is trapped, it seems, in a clear egg.
Clear.
That's creepy.
It's weird.
It's very
I
fucking
think
weird.
this is the weirdest thing we've seen so far. The fact-
Probably.
Mine went straight to those. Have you guys seen those fucking
But
dildos?
I will have gone
The
through
alien
this
dildos?
before.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I just go up and break the egg.
Yeah, it's just like a glass egg.
Yeah, I just go up
And
break the egg open.
you know that you pretty much know what's going to happen next. So I would say,
Oh, good. I wish Fleur knew.
yeah. But this you've seen the same scene play out many times. The hamster suddenly begins spinning and covered with a magical glow that conceals it. When
The hamster's Sailor Mooning it up?
it is. When standing before you now is a hamster, standing on its hind legs, wearing a pretty pink dress and a tiara. It speaks to you in a high-pitched squeak. Great heroes, you have saved my people from disaster.
It's not either.
Shut up.
Great people! I can't do that high.
No.
I'm a man. No, great heroes, you saved our people from danger. For your reward, you may thrice lay me.
Thrice Lain.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Gaius on her.
Also, hard pass.
You can't
No,
make her get
But, well, what about you? Great hero, you may lay me thrice. No? What about you? You came up here pretty quickly.
Can I
No,
investigate this?
seriously, I'm gonna cast Gaius on her.
Okay.
To do
Alright.
what? Like, that's a waste of a spell, man.
Never do this again.
No, I think I will.
I just...
No
I,
save.
I just laugh at you.
No save.
Actually, Feather Marshal actually doesn't understand what she means.
You get your spell slot back, but it is unaffected by any magic, charming or otherwise. This is Princess of the Hamsters.
Also, most
this bitch
things
is
in the
crazy.
Feywild can't be
coerced or charmed in such a way.
Because they're the ones that do the
Investigating
charming.
this.
Feather Marshal walks off to the edge of the nest and he's just like, she wants me to slay her?
Lay.
Fine.
Thrice.
Not getting it at all.
Is your friend
Still
a
a virgin.
virgin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've told them.
Is your friend
have
a
you?
virgin?
Yeah.
I did once.
I mean,
Okay.
I just assume.
I just assumed that's right. Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know if hamsters are your thing. I mean, she is offering, but
Is he like asexual?
Don't know. I haven't asked that one.
to be honest, I get the feeling that she
Finish
gets
the
around a little bit. I mean,
I think you
am I,
just-
am I wrong?
So, I mean, we could get something to eat first, maybe. I don't know. If you're busy later.
How about we go back to the village?
Terribly sorry, Princess, but
searching
we
the
need
nest.
to
I
be
was just
on.
I've said it 2 times.
We need to move. We need to move on. So thank you. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay,
Princess.
okay, fine. Back to the village then, but like I say, offers on the table.
Yeah.
Noted.
I prefer people red, taller.
This is literally stolen.
Closer than you think, Gandhi. Use the amulet.
What is this?
Clone high. When Gandhi is tripping on
All
raisins.
alone. As a reward for your bravery and leadership, I shall thrice lay you.
That's cool.
Feather.
It's pretty much
My favorite character
I
from
shall
High
thrice lay
is
you.
I just and they say that you shouldn't lay thrice after eating.
I didn't even talk about Clone High in 8.
we could go get coffee first. No, so getting back to the hamster village, you're met with cheers and dancing. Sunflower seeds are thrown high in the air, and
What did we find in the nest?
What did we find in the nest?
oh, in the nest, which crow eggs basically.
Crow eggs?
Yeah.
Dibs?
Croats.
If you guys want crow eggs, I guess that's pretty good loot, but
I mean, I kind of want to smash them. Plus, I'm aware I'm going to start smashing them.
aye. You smash the never-to-be crows.
Wondering, would that be like actual crow eggs or inside? Is there half crow, half
Hamster. Well, sadly, they're too early along to be able to tell.
Crosters.
I'm really pissed that Jessop bit it, so this is me working through my issues, guys.
Aye.
Just leave me to be.
Just so you return to the hamster village with everyone covered in yellow yolk.
Yeah. Worth it.
Is anybody
Have you
else
seen the
cold?
spiders anywhere?
It's kind of cold.
It's not cold.
Oh god, you know when we
It's
just
Feywild.
she just sacrificed unborn children.
Oh yeah, I gotta.
Gotta stay on top of this, man.
I don't know if that counts. They were...
Well, there are debates going all around the
have-
world
if
about
you
that
have to
specific
ask.
issue. So.
First of all, they were not children. They were birds.
Perdita.
Ooh, no, but
Perdita is.
established if you could answer, it still counts.
Speciest.
This is something that Perdita expected, but also she's seen it happen on more than one occasion. They're like, well, whatever. I mean,
Ants.
lay thrice, whatever. Done worse.
The weird thing is, like, I've never seen anybody smash the eggs before. That's a weird thing for me.
That probably would be a little strange. So, Princess, in honor of your great help to the village,
Yeah, lay thrice. You already told us.
well, I'll also make you back to normal size, I
That would be
suppose.
lovely.
Thank you.
But this would be last call. Once you get big, you're not gonna get this chance again.
Oh god,
should hope
I'm
not.
already regretting this.
Videos on the
Oh
internet,
no,
I
I'm
guess.
getting bigger as we speak.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, you don't have to be rude about it.
I don't know if gas counts as charm though. I need to reread the spell. But anyway.
It's control.
So, with one final cheer, you are raised to normal size, towering over the hamster village.
How big is my feather?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Fuck it, you got a big old feather now.
Big feather?
I'm
Also,
jealous.
on the back.
I'm so jealous.
Like a fucking, like the samurais with the footprints.
Mardum, you hear an icy, cold voice in the back of your head.
No, it's a feather.
Yeah.
Merle was a 1,000-year-old spirit, I thank you.
You're welcome.
Who said that? Wait, sorry.
You can't hear it, so you don't know.
Very much.
Good works come with rewards, obviously. And you feel the weight of all the spell casting that you've done lift from you.
Oh my god, we're supposed to...
Your spell slots are all back. This is no discernible physical effect, though. This is just between you and him.
I can just go for days, guys.
Yeah.
Glowing.
Perdita.
Yeah, little horns growing from here. No,
Perdita.
this is not Fable.
I'm gonna, like, think gratitude. Like, legitimate gratitude.
Alright,
For just a little bit.
Or
no problem.
is there
Think.
is there much further to go?
I believe we are almost there now.
Yes, after
I move.
Would anyone mind if we take a little breather?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all up on your shiz trying to figure out if you're okay. Like,
Honestly,
Where
I
is
think that if we just quickly push through, we'll be there in less time than it will take for a rest. It's very close by, and as soon as we get there, there will be someone to look after us. So let's go, right, guys? Okay. I will go in front. lead the
Okay.
way and
So going through the fields now, you see the scenery beginning to change into more of a hilly, verdant countryside with grapevines growing up the trees and just goodness. It's filled with more of a nice warmth that relaxes you and seems to take away some of your wariness.
Weariness? Or?
Ahead of you lies the Emerald Palace of Queen Titiana, Queen of the Summer Court, I believe. You see all manner of elves and different fey creatures congregating around the palace grounds and the gardens and the different fountains and resting areas that you find all around you. All manner of centaurs and elves, Eladrin, both of them, Eladrin,
lots of me's.
Satires.
satires. Yeah, they are just making biting commentary about the state of the world today. As you, if Jon Stewart had goat legs,
Yes.
he would be a satire.
Could be a fan for us.
If only Jon Stewart Gertlings.
Can I do any, like, insight check on the relative safety of this place? Like, am I getting the good vibes?
You're definitely getting some good vibes, I guess. You would recognize that there are also many nobles and important creatures that align with the Spring Court here. You're aware that the Princess of Spring is staying at the Emerald Keep and has brought her entire court here.
Okay.
They are in alliance against the Winter Court. And the ground trembles immensely. There's a large earthquake that at one moment seems to be shaking the Emerald Palace to pieces, and the next the pieces hang in the air and reform themselves as quickly as the earthquake had hit, come, and gone.
It's disturbing.
You did see that, right?
On arrival, what
I'm
I'd
sorry,
like
then
to do
you do go
is
to
sort of arrange for some quarters for the party, and then I will go and speak to the Summer Queen quickly.
Yes.
No, sorry, I wasn't tripping. You did all see that, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, y'all felt it. Everybody reacted to it.
Yeah. That's been going on for a while now. So I'm gonna get you guys some places so you can rest, and then once you've rested and cleaned up and everything, then I will introduce you to the Summer Queen.
So before we introduce the splendors of the Emerald Keep, we can make a little DM break time.
Yeah.
So let's take 5. Not necessarily end of the episode. Is it a good time for that? No.
I don't know what time to
Been
start.
about an hour roughly.
Been about an hour.
So I think this is a good stopping point actually.
Okay.
Amidst an earthquake that quickly and a keep that repairs itself as if by magic. Well, definitely by magic. They find themselves now in the court of the Summer Queen. Their long journey through the shifting plains of the Feywild have ended in victory. But with a cost. Jessop briefly spent time in the land of the dead. Mardam has further empowered herself with Kunla and his ilk, so to speak. Depending on how you see things, really. I mean, he's got some good points. And Perdita needing to give her report about what she's learned about these characters, these adventurers, to the Queen herself. This will all play out next time in an intrigue-filled episode of Dice, Nerds, and Nagas. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Or listening, I suppose, if you're a weirdo that doesn't like to look at our beautiful faces. Bye, everyone.